Leonardo. This is from the Master of the Human Domain 2010 GeoInt Conference, and he used to run a fusion cell for U.S. Special Forces. Okay, so this is not some ordinary guy.
Hey, just like that's the bottom of the Jade Helm logo, Master of the Human Domain.
The cell's objectives were to use as much non-traditional data from an Intel standpoint. That means a lot of open source data. To go out and do sense making of data so that not only your analysts, but your machine learning, your algorithms you could build would ultimately get to a predictive analysis cell. It's very, very hard to do, especially if you don't have all the data. Basically, old data is good data, new data is good data, and all data is good.
I want it
in
all.
the context of how I view
Total
human terrain, somewhat controversial in some aspects, is it's sociocultural information, and it becomes, when used in intelligence purposes or for sense making for operations, when you bring it to the GeoInt, and I don't mean to be coy in saying that, when you bring GeoInt to it, I think it becomes human terrain. You have to reach out and have
human
people
terrain
using traditional, non-traditional data sets, as you see there.
That's
further to the
right there.
There's multiple
and ultimately,
layers.
as you bring in Esri products in GeoInt, you get outputs as unclassified examples there of different layers that you would make. It's that open source combined with the classified information, combined with the now, the old and the now, that begins to give you the layers you can make to make sense of what's really going on.
My name is Alex Jones. Most of you know me from my syndicated radio program and my documentary films, as well as INFOWARS Nightly News. When I got on air 20 years ago, I had discovered the globalist program, their plan to take over the world and install a corporate fascist state. I had read their own books, discovered their own documents, and my focus went from running 6 miles every other day, swimming 2-3 miles a couple times a week, and lifting weights, to focusing on fighting the globalist. I transformed my body from the beautiful gift that God gave me into something more akin to Jabba the Hutt. It became an internet joke. But now I've started the transformation back to getting my body, my temple, in shape. And I'm about to tell you how I did it. I've gone from 279 pounds all the way down to 235 pounds, and the weight's going off even faster. Super Male Vitality, Survival Shield X2 Nascent Iodine, and Oxy Powder. Those 3 products of the entire family of InfoWarsLife.com products are the most important from my own personal experience. The problem was, though, I'd never been a vitamin and mineral and supplement taker before, so I kept forgetting to do it. So after I'd lost over 60 pounds, just a month and a half ago, I asked the crew to take a photo of me in the same lighting to see what I could do in just a month and a half. This is what happened in just 45 days. We took this photo back there in the back office, and I already lost a lot of weight, but I lost another 6 pounds with the Oxy Powder and the other products at InfoWarsLife.com, and this photo was just taken a few days ago. And it wasn't just that my weight loss accelerated, my muscle mass increased, my stamina, my energy levels exploded. Now is the time to take action. Start your journey today with the Alex Challenge Pack. It's the trifecta of change. Secure yours today and get free shipping for a limited time at InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139.
Jakari Jackson here. We have a new report on our site. Student punished for bringing hot pepper to school. This is a young man out of Long Island, a 10th grader. Basically, his family likes to eat spicy food, and his buddies thought they did too. Stress thought. So he took a hot pepper to school, which is supposed to be, one of the hottest that you can get, hottest you can buy. And his buddies, they partook and they got sick. They went to the nurse's office, and then the young man was disciplined. I believe the option he was facing was a day of suspension or 2 days of detention. And yes, I do believe this is overkill just in general, But then they went a step further and compared the hot peppers to this.
Ghost pepper ads say they'll knock your socks off. The fad has spread to ghost pepper fast food fries, chili, and burgers.
I eat hot food. My family eats hot food. It's just in our blood.
The Leans were mystified when they say the school likened the peppers to acid.
I was told that it's equivalent to giving someone LSD.
So there you have it. They said that bringing in a hot pepper was like bringing in LSD, which I most definitely disagree with. But, this is no surprise. We see these things all the time. In Chicago, they're not even allowing parents to pack the lunches anymore, saying that, the school lunch program knows best, even though you can find many examples of the kids being very unhappy with that program that Mrs. Obama is the figurehead for. Kids getting suspended for eating their Pop-Tarts the wrong way and paper guns and playing with guns in their own front yard. And it goes on and on and on. And then earlier this week, we were talking about how the kids couldn't even, play in their own front yards with forts and tree houses. But, that's a different matter outside the school. So this is the type of craziness we have to deal with when you go to the public school system. I don't have any kids, but it makes me very fearful for when I do, that they have to deal with this type of crap. So you can find more reports on the Alex Jones channel on YouTube.
The knowledge of the ancients, tried and true, trusted herbs and extracts fused with the latest nutraceutical science. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. For the last 2 years, our team has been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to develop the ultimate nutraceutical formulation. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. For a limited time, get 25% off on this introductory offer. Visit ancientdefense.com or call 888-253-3139. ancientdefense.com.
We are here to announce the unsealing of charges and the arrest of individuals as part of our long-running investigation into bribery and corruption in the world of organized soccer.
It must have been Let's Pretend We Work for the American People Day over at the Department of Justice. Newly appointed United States Attorney General Loretta Lynch dropped the hammer on World Cup soccer executives, issuing warrants for their arrest regarding the accumulation of over $150 million received by employing methods of racketeering, money laundering, and wire fraud. The head of the snake of this notorious soccer empire, Sepp Blatter, will of course remain untouched. Bread and circus historically serves as a huge distraction while the real criminals mingle in smoke-filled rooms holding the puppet strings of law enforcement that knows full well how they arrived at their position and where the real line is drawn. And so it goes, while the world watches soccer executives scurrying out like rats, no arrests, no warrants, nothing is done to the instigators of a far greater recent scandal that dealt punishing blows to the economy. 6 banks have agreed to pay a combined $5.8 billion to the Justice Department and other regulators. 5 of them have pled guilty to criminal charges. Citicorp, JP Morgan, Barclays, and RPS are pleading guilty to charges tied to Forex manipulation, while UBS is pleading guilty to interest rate manipulation charges. They have each agreed to a 3-year corporate probation period. No scurrying executives, no impending jail time, just a laughable corporate probation period and fines. Who cares if executives of the most powerful banks colluded on rigging interest rates to make billions of dollars? The DOJ doesn't seem to mind that the Department of Defense spent $4 million on taxpayer-funded credit cards for personal charges, including $3.2 million of it at casinos, and $100,000 at strip clubs by 646 government cardholders. While the average American family is seeing their healthcare costs skyrocket, the government throws away billions per year on waste and fraud. Those very same officials spending our taxpayer dollars will be right on board once the cash trough is replaced by digital currency, and that is coming sooner than most people think. A new age of economic totalitarianism, as highlighted by economist Martin Armstrong, is being discussed with zeal in secret meetings in London. Armstrong writes, this idea of eliminating cash first floated as the normal trial balloon to see how the people would take it. Kenneth Rogoff of Harvard University and William Buter, the chief economist at Citigroup, first launched the concept. Their claims have been widely hailed, and their papers are now the foundation for the new age of economic totalitarianism that confronts us. Rogoff and Buter have laid the groundwork for the end of much of our freedom, and one day will be considered the new Marx with hindsight. Considerations of their arguments have shown how governments can seize all economic power and destroy cash in the process of eliminating all rights. Physical paper money provides the check against negative interest rates, for if they become too great, people will simply withdraw their funds and hoard cash. Furthermore, paper currency allows for bank runs. Eliminate paper currency and what you end up with is the elimination of the ability to demand to withdraw funds from a bank. Our Defense Department squanders billions of taxpayer dollars.
We wanted to know how much taxpayer money the government spends on these mysterious micro purchases. So we found out. Our review found about $20 billion in just about the course of a year. We asked all of these other major federal agencies based here in D.C. for their micro purchase shopping lists, and all refused.
The same cadre of criminals that crashed the economy in 2008 were merely slapped on the old wrist after being caught rigging interest rates. And world governments are colluding to imprison the population with a digital currency that will enslave anyone that doesn't adhere to the impending New World Order system run by a group of elite scum that would become far more powerful than anything we have ever imagined in our worst nightmares.
The Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP, as it is called, is an all-out assault on our national sovereignty. It would unconstitutionally transfer legislative powers from the U.S. Congress, our state legislatures, our city and county governments, to multinational corporations and unaccountable international bureaucrats at the World Trade Organization.
Americans are still off in la la land thinking that United States has the sovereignty. You know, the International Organization of Securities Commission regulates our market, and there's a Basel Commission on Banking and the BIS, which Bank of International Settlements. These, the Federal Reserve is part of BIS. It regulates banking. You know, the International Criminal Court of Europe has jurisdiction over here in the United States. So the American people need to wake up that the sovereignty of the United States is gone.
Global government's not coming, it's here.
Exactly.
But twisting a few media moguls' arms to squeeze out bribes within an industry built on kicking a ball around a field is far more important. John Bound, INFOWARS.com.
Another major health threat, this one in Toledo, Ohio, where everybody in the entire city has been told not to drink the water.
Ohio's governor declaring a state of emergency.
Did you know that the average person uses about 80 to 100 gallons of water at home every single day? If there's a water emergency, will you be prepared?
Panicked residents forming long lines throughout the day.
We're here at a supermarket in Toledo. You can see the shelves empty where water once was.
To stay safe and healthy during a crisis, you must have access to safe, clean water. Water which will not be available at your local grocery store.
There's a mad dash on right now to stock up on supplies.
The ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system is a must-have for every modern, independently minded household. Protect your family's safety during an emergency. Go to InfoWarsStore.com today to purchase your ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system or call 1-888-253-3139. In today's world, abortion supporters routinely attend pro-life rallies and attempt to bully activists. If you have a problem and need a smelly group of commie devil worshippers, maybe you can call the A-Team.
Now, how many adopt, I kill my kids.
I kill my kids.
So white privileged racist male that doesn't stand for women's rights. Get the out of here.
Hey, we saw your Facebook with your communist hammer and sickle. That's pretty cool, man. Is that you on the Facebook? Is there a Facebook page of you with a hammer and sickle?